Were there any performers, male or female, that got concerned about the extra pixels?
I mean, throughout the years, I've heard some stupid stuff said, but you know, jokes or mean jokes about the divas. They even need more makeup and shit like that that you'd expect
From other workers.
I remember like that was a weird thing. Like we weren't like told about that. I remember like the night before I was rooming with Zach and Hornswoggle and Domino, Cliff Compton, and he was like, "Oh, I heard like we have new sets tomorrow and this and that." And we walked in, and we're like, "Oh shit, look at this!" And then everything's going HD. I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then shortly, either that day or shortly after, we had a meeting about like, okay, and they had like examples. Like I remember they had a video like sample for us to see, and like Mr. Kennedy had put like Tanner on moments before he was to wrestle. Whereas if anyone, you know, we all tan and know how to use this stuff. It needs like 6 hours to set in to really like be on you. And if you do that, it's just gonna run. And they were zooming in on just like gross black beads of, you know, Tanner dripping off his face and stuff, and they're like, let's not do this anymore because it looks like shit, as you can see. So a much needed meeting. But.
So they told you there was going to be a little more physical scrutiny because of the
I guess, yeah. And I don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the girls, I don't know how it used to be because I didn't really pay attention to what they do, but I think there was like, see the makeup lady when you can. Now it was like a sign, like everyone hits the makeup lady, you know, and then I'm pretty sure that goes with along with announcers and things like that too. And it was like it was scheduled and had to be done.
And keep those tits in the top now because
I mean,
yeah,
I don't see why though. That makes it more fun.
Kevin Dunn, longtime producer, director. I don't know what title is there, but he was, I guess, kind of overseeing all production.
Yeah.
What is he like?
See, it's like even in being there 8.5 years, my interaction with him was so minimal. I always described him as the Wizard, because the Wizard of Oz, because it's the same thing. The boys all get there. They're in the production meeting. The producers come out, Vince comes out, everyone's out into the mix. He goes straight to the truck, and he's not seen. And if he needs something, he's got minions that come and get it. So he's not like out there mingling with everyone, you know, chumming it up with everybody.
Do you know what decisions are his versus, well, Vince, sets?
Well, he directs the show. You know, he's making cuts and decisions and where they're throwing things. My personal interaction with him that came early on was actually right around this time was we turn heel, join with Edge. We have our first, like, probably that Batista match. We come out, and it's, like, generic theme number 7, you know, and we're like, oh, this music's terrible. Not that our Major Brother music was good by any means, but we're like, oh, this sucks. And then, so we finally asked someone, like, what do we have to do to, like, get cool music? Like, how does that happen? Like, and then they were like, that's a Kevin Dunn thing. So Zach and I were like, all right, I mean, I've always been a big fan of entrance music, and I think it's a very important aspect of a person's career and stuff. And I was like, this one's worth, like, you know, you pick and choose your battles. You're like, maybe we should go figure what this is about. So we were like, fuck it. And we went and knocked on the truck. We had I remember exactly, we had our iPod and like headphones with us just in case. We had a couple songs that like we were digging. We said, can it sound kind of like this? And we said, hey, Kevin, you have a minute? And he was actually really super cool. He totally knew where we were coming from. He's like, oh, yeah, sure, yeah. What do you got? Well, we listened to it, and we talked about it. And then I want to say like 2 weeks later, we had a legit song from a real band called Disciple, and we were on the album and stuff. So then that's pretty much my only like real interaction where I had like a purpose, you know.
Were you privy to any interactions between he and Vince?
No, it's behind closed doors type stuff, you know. That's just rumors and hearsay, you know. You never really know.
You mentioned entrances. How much of your entrance, not the technical side, but the physical side, what you're going to do when you come down? Do you have a little thing that you do? How much of that is yours and how much of that is given to you by an agent? Producer, excuse me.
It depends on what the flavor of the month is. Sometimes you can do whatever you want, and I remember not this year particularly, but there was times when somebody thought that too many guys were going to the second rope and posing. Right?
I was going to bring that up as an example. Would somebody tell you...
like Randy Orton goes to the second and poses. Yeah. To where it came down where nobody poses. Because only top guys pose in the rope. Everyone else. So there was a while there, like 2-3 years ago, where people just get in and we're kind of just like, you know, it's kind of awkward when you can't. It's funny, when you go out there and do whatever you want, it's whatever it is because it comes organically and is naturally. And then when you're told not to do something, you feel like...
So
like a robot. Yeah, it's so stupid, but
your walk down is your walk down.
For the most part, yeah.
All right.